So I wanted to be a lawyer. I was also part of the local debate team. So I thought like, okay, being a lawyer would be kind of cool. The debate environment, it's just not my thing arguing like that, you know? I guess everybody just thought it was a phase, you know? Oh, she likes to draw, oh, she likes to Photoshop. But then I started college and then everybody's like, okay, so she's serious about it. They're like, oh, okay, so this is what you're doing. The Muslim community, they don't really think of being an artist as something that, you know, you can make a living out of, and that's why a lot of aunties and uncles, they'll start lecturing me about like why I should change my major. There's always an auntie that goes around and asks, you know, what's everyone's major and what classes they're taking. One kid's like, oh, I'm taking organic chemistry. The next kid's like, oh, I'm taking calculus 3. And then there's me, I'm taking drawing. Like, the room just becomes tense. I'm not scared to answer them. It's just an awkward conversation, you know, and I'm not sure, like, as long as people react like that, I'm not sure if the conversations will ever be less awkward. If I'm editing or something like that, instead of saying, oh, I'm working on a piece digitally, I'll just be like, oh, I'm just doing something in Photoshop and stuff. I won't go into detail about what I'm doing. I've gotten into such a habit of saying that when I go into like art class and our professor, she'll call us artists and stuff, I'm like, whoa, I'm an artist. Like, I've kind of detached myself from that definition of being an artist. It's kind of sad how like we've had to do that just to please people, but like there are a lot of supporters. I have amazing mentors, but there are also people that criticize. Middle school, I was just like really into painting. And then one time we had to make a self-portrait. So I just drew my hijab, and my teacher, she thought it was really cool because it was like a different perspective, you know, that she hadn't seen before. And that's when it kind of hit me that not everyone knows about hijab and not everyone, you know, sees it the way I see it, something new to them. So that's when I kind of got introduced to the idea of like sharing my artwork and being more loud about my Muslim identity through art. Something that I've been doing a lot recently is taking like things from an average American kid's childhood, right? And then slapping a Muslim into it, making the character wear a hijab or something, you know? So it's like growing up, we didn't have Muslim representation in the media. So I guess like taking these like old cartoons or like favorite kind of shows that like bring out that really like nostalgic vibe and then putting a Muslim into it, that's just something that's helped me feel more comfortable in my own skin as an American and as a Muslim. Okay, who wants to get pictures taken of themselves? Come on. Come on. I need to take pictures of someone.
Not when the seats are getting cold.
It would be awesome if we could support Muslim kids who want to be artists, just as we support them, you know, if they want to be a doctor, if they want to be a lawyer. You know, at our masajids, we have like SAT prep classes, we have like coding classes and stuff, but it would be awesome to see, you know, like a painting class that's not just for elementary school to middle school kids. You know, it's like for college students as well.
Want it, dude? Okay, fine. You come right there. How are you not? Wait, so what is a flower?
So basically, we literally walked in the first day of class and there's a 30-pound brick of clay, pliers, and like this weird stand, okay? And I was really intimidated because I've been working on Photoshop and working digitally for the past 2 years. And so all of a sudden I have this huge brick of clay and everything, and I got so intimidated by it. You know, our professor, she was like, she wanted us to, you know, get the feels of, because it's 3D design, right? And if we don't feel with our hands what 3D-ness is with our hands, if we're not molding it with our hands, how are we going to, you know, put it into the computer? Oh, fun fact. Okay, so throughout this whole process, she wasn't calling it a hijab, she was calling it a scarf. And I didn't correct her because I didn't want to be like those super nitpicky, like, you know. And so then the next week she comes to me and she's like, okay, so when you're molding your hijab, and I'm like, Whoa. She said hijab. My sculpture made her, you know, look it up. Yeah. She's like, okay, so this weekend I want you to go home and really think about what the hijab means to you. Like, I really hadn't thought about what the hijab meant to me in such a long time. And it was like this sculpture that most people would get mad at. When I told my parents I was making a sculpture, they're like, you know that's haram and stuff. But like, it's crazy how that ended up making me reflect on my deen even more than I would have without the sculpture. Two weeks ago, this was like a brick of clay, and now it's something that is inspiring other people to look into Islam. You know, it just kind of gives you that boost that, you know, you can do anything.
Doesn't it look extremely No, I look creepy. That's what I was thinking. Take it on the rabbit? Can I be taller?
Something I think about a lot is, you know, during the golden age of Islam, like we talk about that so much, you know, their architecture, the beautiful tile work, the calligraphy, the mathematicians and the artists, they would sit together. There would be the mathematician like working on the formulas and stuff, and then like right next to the mathematician, the artist would be translating those geometric formulas into like actual designs. I would love to see some of that, like more collaboration. If we were to incorporate that more into the Muslim world today, you know, we could progress.
Like you would catch on a Polaroid camera?
I definitely have a lot more I want to learn. I'm not that great of an artist yet, but I hope to get better. So if there's like any other artists out there, you know, whether you're still kind of hiding or whether you are, you know, openly making and creating art and sharing them with the world, just keep going. We need you. And maybe things are kind of sucky right now, but if we keep going, it'll get better.